Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. I want to ask John Hood and Chris Fitzsimon, the man who drew the highly controversial congressional and legislative district maps recently died, and his daughter just turned over his computer files to Common Cause, the group that has sued the state over gerrymandered districts. Now, lawyers representing the legislature were upset because those files contain not just the information for the maps, but also personal, health, and other files. What's your reaction to giving those files to Common Cause, John?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure that she should have done that. He wasn't an attorney, so this wasn't a violation of law as far as I know. There wasn't any violation of attorney-client privilege by doing this. But what's interesting about the dispute, Tom, and I think you're right that there were some concerns about the personal information. What was interesting about it is the lawyers for Common Cause who received the information wanted to go through a process of basically omitting some of the personal files before turning it over to the defendants. And the defendants said, no, we want everything, including the personal. So on the one hand, they were arguing it's unfortunate all these files were simply handed over. On the other hand, they didn't want the plaintiffs to have access or at least be aware of the various personal files, but not the defendants.
Now, it's my understanding that those files have gone to an independent third party. Is that correct?
I think that was what the plaintiff's attorneys had set up.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, first of all, this is her property now. Her father died. She can do what she wants to do with it. So whether you think it's a good idea or not, it was interesting though that the folks who were being sued, or folks who were being sued, not Common Cause, they claimed at first they were upset because there was personal information. They're not upset because there's personal information in there. They're upset because there might be incriminating information about the process they went by to draw these districts. I think this is it's fascinating, but I don't think it's a cause for alarm. I don't think anybody's interested in his personal financial information or other things. I think we want to find out.
Don't you think we're talking about email messaging going back and forth, and who said what? Isn't that what we're after here?
That is what we're after.
That's what's being argued about.
That's right.
I'm sure that's the case. Though, again, I understand that's the main concern. I do think it's troubling that she simply handed everything over without focusing just on things that are relevant to the
Good point. Was that just because she was naive about
I believe so. But to be honest with you, I think, and I know I don't want to speak ill of Tom, but I think he should have made some arrangements about these documents ahead of time. I mean, anybody who's involved in an issue like this where you're an expert witness for a case or something, you need to make appropriate arrangements for the disposition of those files.
Interesting.
Which apparently didn't happen here.
Well, thank you for watching the Afterspin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.